Hello, dear AI enthusiasts. Today we're taking a detailed look at Google's newest developer tool, Firebase Studio. Google has really stepped up its game in the AI sector in recent months. And with Firebase Studio, they are presenting a tool that could revolutionize the way we develop apps. In this video, we'll look at what Firebase Studio is, how it works, and why it poses serious competition to offerings like Bolt.new and Lovable. Firebase Studio is a cloud-based, AI-powered development workspace that allows you to create, test, and publish full-fledged applications. What's special about it? It's the official evolution of Google's earlier Project IDX and combines Firebase, Genkit, and Gemini in a single environment. With Firebase Studio, you can create web applications, develop mobile apps, build APIs and backends, publish directly from the environment, and all with AI support through Gemini. The best part? You can start using Firebase Studio completely free. Google offers 3 free workspaces per user, and new users even receive a $300 credit. What are your experiences with AI-powered development tools? Have you already tried similar platforms, and how do they compare? Write it in the comments. I'm curious about your opinions. Developers participating in the developer program can use up to 30 workspaces, which is particularly advantageous for teams and larger projects. Firebase Studio offers 2 main ways to start projects. First, for those without programming skills, there's the option to describe a project in natural language. You simply describe what you want to build, and Firebase Studio creates a detailed plan with a feature overview, a style guide with color palettes, layout suggestions, and animation proposals. You can customize this plan and then click on Prototype this application to start the building process. The speed at which Firebase Studio creates files is truly impressive. Users report that they were surprised at how quickly the system generated all necessary files without needing to manually speed up the video. Second, for experienced developers, Firebase Studio offers the possibility to start with over 60 pre-made templates or import existing Git repositories. Numerous programming languages and frameworks are supported, such as JavaScript/TypeScript, Python, Java, Next.js, React/React Native, Flutter, Angular, Node.js, with Express, MongoDB, and many more. The development environment itself resembles VS Code and has all the important functions you would expect from a modern IDE. What makes Firebase Studio special is its seamless integration with the entire Google ecosystem, especially with Firebase services. The integration of Gemini 2.5 in Firebase Studio is truly impressive. You can get code explanations, automatically fix errors, add new features with natural language, redesign parts of your application, install packages, and change the project structure. Particularly noteworthy is the possibility to benefit from the experimental Gemini 2.5 Pro if you're willing to pay for it. However, the standard version is already powerful and more than sufficient for most use cases. A useful feature is that Firebase Studio can automatically generate API keys, which significantly simplifies setup. If you still need your own API key, you can easily generate one through AI Studio, studio.google.com. Let's look at some practical examples described in the provided information. One user created a simple enterprise resource planning system with a dashboard for income, expenses, and profits, plus a calendar for appointments. Firebase Studio automatically generated all the necessary files and implemented features like transaction entry and appointment management. The user was even able to customize the colors of the dashboard cards and improve navigation through the sidebar by simply giving natural language instructions. Another user created an app to visualize income and expenses, complete with charts, a breakdown of expenses, and even a stock value display, all with a single prompt. An SEO tool was also created that can analyze word count and keyword density to help optimize content. Another example is an application with Anki-style flashcards, specifically for SEO learning purposes. What's especially cool, when you're done developing your app, you can publish it directly from the Firebase Studio environment. If you like this type of tech analysis, hit the like button now and activate the bell to not miss any updates. For which use cases would you want to use Firebase Studio? Share your ideas in the comments below. You receive a subdomain where your app is immediately accessible, and you can also share it via a QR code, which makes testing on mobile devices easier. How does Firebase Studio compare to similar tools like Bolt.new, Lovable, Cursor, or Replit? Among the strengths are complete integration with the Google ecosystem, especially Firebase and Gemini, free start with generous limits, support for a variety of programming languages and frameworks, ability to publish directly from the environment, and advanced AI capabilities through Gemini 2.5. Some users report that Firebase Studio seems like a combination of all other available AI coding platforms, which is a big compliment. Among the weaknesses is the fact that it's still in the preview phase, so errors can occur, there can be waiting times when demand is high, there can be limitations for complex applications, and it's not as polished as some of the longer established competing products. There are also technical limitations that should be considered. For computationally intensive tasks, the cloud environment can reach its limits, especially when training machine learning models or processing very large datasets. Although the quality of AI-generated code is impressive, it doesn't always conform to best practices and often requires manual optimization for production applications. Developers should also keep in mind that Google has shut down promising tools in the past. Just think of Google Reader, Inbox, or recently Stadia. It remains to be seen how long-term the commitment to Firebase Studio will be. Additionally, integration into existing development environments and CI/CD pipelines is not yet optimally solved, which could present an obstacle for teams with established processes. One user reported that on their first attempt, they received an error message that the workspace could not be created because the system was overloaded. It's important to remember, however, that Firebase Studio is just at the beginning of its journey, and with integration into the Google ecosystem, offers significant potential for future developments. Jason Sensei, a well-known tech influencer, describes it as a mix of different platforms in a single tool. To get the most out of Firebase Studio, you should give clear instructions. The more precise your descriptions, the better Gemini can generate your code. Prepare API keys. If you want to use Gemini 2.5 Pro, you should generate an API key from AI Studio in advance. Work in iterations. Start with a simple prototype and gradually expand it with new requirements. Fix errors immediately. If errors occur, you can report them directly via the Gemini user interface, which can often suggest automatic corrections. Save versions. Firebase Studio automatically creates checkpoints to which you can return if something goes wrong. A helpful tip: if you're having trouble with the error correction tool, you can simply copy the error message and send it as a prompt to the Gemini chatbot. Firebase Studio represents a significant step towards AI-first development. With the growing demand for rapid app development and integration of AI features, Firebase Studio could become an essential tool for developers. Particularly interesting is the potential for startups wanting to quickly create prototypes, individual developers wanting to build complex applications without a large team, companies wanting to develop AI-powered apps, and beginners looking for an entry into app development. An interesting aspect, highlighted by several users, is the potential of Firebase Studio for developing mobile apps that integrate AI features. With the emergence of AI-generated content and the growing demand for personalized app experiences, Firebase Studio could become a game changer. As one user put it, "I've been looking for a way to create mobile apps for a long time, and this is an absolute game changer." Interestingly, it's also mentioned that Google is working on an agent-based communication protocol called Agent Space, which allows different AI agents to communicate and collaborate with each other. This might possibly also be integrated into Firebase Studio in the future, and would further expand the possibilities for automated development processes. Agent Space enables agents to perform complex tasks such as personnel recruitment and background checks, and to track the status of these tasks over extended periods, which could be particularly interesting for enterprise application development. By the way, if you want to see more tutorials on Firebase Studio, let me know in the comments. Which aspects interest you the most? A deeper look at the Gemini integration or a step-by-step guide to creating your first app? Firebase Studio represents an impressive advancement in AI-powered development. It combines the power of Gemini with the versatility of Firebase and offers an accessible platform for developers of all experience levels. Whether you're experienced, developers wanting to speed up your workflows, or beginners wanting to create your first apps, Firebase Studio offers a compelling alternative to existing tools like Bolt.new and Lovable. It's worth noting that Firebase Studio can be used not only for creating applications, but also as a learning platform for developers who want to familiarize themselves with new technologies and frameworks. The ability to get code explanations and be guided step by step through the development process makes it a valuable tool for further education. Have you already tried Firebase Studio? What experiences have you had? Let me know in the comments. If you like this video, give it a like and subscribe to the channel. And if you activate the bell, you'll even be notified when we upload a new video. Hope to see you next time. Until then, stay real.